mobility time. Let's get busy. Still an Acon week, still a spicy concept. Beats per minute. But we gotta get mobile first. Let's just get into a 4-point stance. We're just gonna do a little shoulder and hip mobility. Just wanna sit here for a second. Keep your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Let's just do some nice big rolls with our shoulder. Forward, back. Really try to make exaggerated circles without moving our head so much, without moving our neck. Just get those shoulders moving. Press into the floor. Think about just making gigantic circles with the shoulders. Forward and back. And keep your arms straight. Let all that energy, all that action, I should say, take place in that shoulder blade area, scapula.
I'm not sure if I'm rolling my shoulders. It's like so hard to. That's one of the hardest places.
Try to keep your hips
see
stable. Yep.
If I'm doing.
It's a feel. So you're not going to be able to see it unless you're looking in the mirror, right? But just try to close your eyes. Even imagine just the top of the back of your shoulders, which are facing the ceiling, just sinking down into them, and then just think about rolling them back. Imagine them doing like, I picture like the wheels and the, I don't know what it's called, but the bar on the side of a locomotive train, and like it's kind of just making big, gigantic circular motion. Think about that, and then we're going to get to stop in a neutral position. We're just going to do a few chicken wings for our shoulders. So sit down into your shoulder blades, press up, reach one hand back, sit back, and then reach up and around. Then come back to center. We're going to alternate, pinch back, shoulder blades down, press away, left hand back, sit all the way back onto your heels, and then reach up and around, press that bottom hand into the floor, try to open up that chest. And then come back to center. Let's just do a couple more each side. Try to look over that shoulder, really press that chest away. Three each side, come back to center, and then just lift up an inch above the ground with those knees. So just come up, just literally just hover, and then we're going to go into our first exercise of the day, giving a lateral crab kick. So you're going to pull that hip through, think about that bottom hand pressing into the floor, pulling back to center, and then rinse, repeat on the other side, keeping that hip close to that bottom hand. Get a little pop of the shoulder. Make sure that lat is active. Come back to center, and then rinse and repeat on the other side. Nice proud chest. We're gonna do, let's do 10 each side. It's definitely a great concept if you were to combine those two, hypertrophy and Acon, A squared, and this is what is a unique, very unique concept and very, I think, effective. Here's how it's going down. Those of you who have not been here this week, everybody has, I think. It's a pretty cool concept. We're doing beats per minute. So every time you hear a beep, you're going to be doing a rep. Now, our mobility, our warm-up / mobility is going to be the Turkish get-up, and we're going to break it down into six exercises on the way up, and then 6 exercises on the way down. It's going to be a 12 beat per minute concept, okay, or setup. So Turkish get-up, this is your start position. Same side, right hand up, right knee up. This is your first stop. This is not part of the exercise. This is just the start point. First beat, elbow. Now you're doing 12 beats per minute. So you're gonna be holding each position about, I don't know, 5 seconds, right? If you were to do some math simply, I think that's right, maybe not, I don't know. This is your first stop. Here in the first part of the movement, really pressing that bottom hand into the floor, waiting for that next beat. Second beat is that hand goes back. Now you're still stacking, wrist, elbow, shoulder, and Now my hip is directly under that shoulder, right? Next stop, boom, big bridge. This is gonna be probably the most challenging for you because now you're in an extended position, that stacked position, right? Wrist, elbow, shoulder, shoulder, elbow, wrist, all the way down, keeping that shoulder nice and strong. Feel the wobble. I see it, I also feel it. Now, this is the next stop, pulling that leg through, creating two right angles. Right, my front angle, my front hip is basically in a right angle, and my back, perpendicular, is also in a right angle. Next stop is pushing off the ground, rotating that shoulder, and squaring your hip up. Positioning your body, waiting for that last beep, which is going to be the stand-up. That's your 6. Wait for the beep, rinse and repeat on the reverse lunge. Okay, number 7. Number 8, waiting for it, hand goes to the side. Boom, stack position again. Here, wait for that next beep, pull that leg through, big bridge, engage your glutes, shoulder still engaged. Think about that forearm being engaged. Boom, next stop, hip, holding here, boom, boom, boom. Next beep, elbow, and then last beep, all the way down, boom. Rinse and repeat. I'll give you about 30 seconds each side to get that kettlebell over safely to the other side. And then we're gonna roll back up and wait for that next beat. Make sense? So it's a great exercise for mobility, stability, core strength, hip strength, all of it. So that's how it's going down. We're gonna probably do 2 to 3 rounds each side. I'm thinking 3, leaning toward 3 each. Just 1 rep though. So 60 on the way up, 30 seconds rest, and then 60 on the other side on the way up. Pick your weights wisely. All right, work period. We're gonna start with, I'm gonna chop that 20 beats per minute into 18 beats per minute. So it's gonna be a little bit slower. Okay? And then we're gonna do 40, and then 60, and then 120. Everything else stays the same but that first one. Now, the first one is gonna be a kettlebell swing for the 18 beats per minute. So, normally we do kettlebell swings really fast. We probably do kettlebell swings at about 1, 2, 3 kind of tempo, right? So that's 18 beats per minute. It's gonna have you slow down a little bit. So here's what I want you to work on. Take 1 foot length away from the kettlebell, and then 1 foot length away widthwise, and then open up your stance. You have a nice steep triangle, right? Push your hips back, get in that good kettlebell swing position. Pull that kettlebell towards you. And then when you hear that first beep, your job is to pull that kettlebell, pop, pull it back, and then park it and wait for that next beep. So it's gonna be a little bit of a dead stop, start, go. Okay, so here, beep, back, park. Back, park. Okay, so your hips are back, you're pulling that kettlebell towards you, swinging, and then parking it back. So every time, you're coming back to this park position. I'm pulling it toward me, hips are back. So it's definitely going to be a little bit of a tempo and also a mind, muscle control, patience thing. Because you're going to have to wait for that beat. Now, if you can't do it every beat, just stop, wait for the next beat, catch your breath. Whatever you got to do, just use that as a guideline. Your 40 beats per minute. It's going to be a Renegade row. All right, so Renegade row here, 40 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. That wasn't actually the metronome beat, but you get the point. You're doing opposite reps or alternating reps, trying to keep that back nice and flat and use the same principles as a good Renegade row every time, okay? What's that gonna tell you about your weights you should be using for this week?
Light.
A little bit lighter. Yep, absolutely.
The lighter the better.
Yep. So that's Renegade row 40. Next up, Russian twist. It's gonna be 60 beats per minute. Tick tock, tick tock. So here, feet together, heels on the ground, knees together, hips together. Lean back slightly. You can use weight or not, but it's gonna be. Hear my hip?
Yeah.
Stop. Keep the shoulder blades back, lean back, 45-degree angle. all you have to do is a small little micro movement. We're looking to work your abs, right? So if you're really rotating using that shoulder, it's taking tension off the abs, and really, you only have to be doing micro movements for that Russian twist. Okay, that's 60 beats per minute. And then 120 is going to be a jump rope. I don't have a jump rope in my hand, but give me something like that. Okay, jump rope or running in place, high knees, something to keep you with that pace. Okay, those are your 4. We're doing 4 rounds each. I'm gonna give you 30 to 45 seconds rest in between exercises. Finish your time. 4.5 minutes left of work. 1 exercise. Increasing work time, increasing rest time. Ground to overhead. Full body exercise to complete this workout. Hinge over at your waist, chest, and then up. Really simple stuff. It's gonna combine everything we just did, pretty much. Hinge, press. Create a nice little rhythm for yourself. Okay, here's something, if you want it, use 2 dumbbells and do what's called the devil press, which is basically the same thing as a ground to overhead. You're still taking that hinge position here, back, except you have 2 dumbbells. Okay, if you'd like, as an option. I like options. Let's go.